Therefore, since we are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and the sin that clings so closely, and let us run with perseverance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith, who, for the sake of the joy that was set before him, endured the cross, disregarding its shame, and has taken his seat at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such hostility against himself from sinners, so that you may not grow weary or lose heart. Today we're singing a song written by a group from Franklin, Tennessee. They're called All Sons and Daughters, and the song is called All the Poor and Powerless. The song itself, All the Poor and Powerless, is a song that encompasses, or at least attempts to encompass, the entire human experience. All the poor and powerless, and all the lost and lonely, and all of those who are content would know that you, God, are holy, and all who hurt with nothing left, and all the lost and broken. If you hear the gospel story and you think to yourself that it is a hopeful one, take joy because it is. It is, in fact, a hopeful story. It's hope for those who have nothing left. It's hope for those whose next big adventure is probably making ends meet. I think about those in the New Testament that Jesus talked to, for whom the gospel was not so hopeful. I think of the rich young man who approached Jesus saying, I have kept every commandment from birth. What must I do to enter the kingdom of heaven? And Jesus says, all you have left to do is sell all your possessions and follow me. Go and serve the poor. And he walked away sad because he knew that he couldn't do this. There's something about security that makes us fearful. The fear of losing it. The fear of not having enough. When we do have our security and yet we're called to give it up, that is less of a hopeful message when we think about what we are losing. But instead, we're asked to think about what we are gaining by letting go. Yesterday we read from the Gospel of John, and I love the book of John because it's full of paradox. The Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Normally, only one of those things could be true. But in John, we also see that we're asked to let go, that we might gain more. But more what? Life is not made up of the tools that we use to build our foundation underneath us. Life is made by launching off of that foundation into something even more glorious. And all the poor and powerless are relying on those who have something to give up to do so. Jesus himself, being God, gave up everything on the cross so that even death itself would be reversed. In fact, Jesus came so that death would not be the final equalizer, that we would not all be on the same level playing field only in death, but that the kingdom of heaven might be found here on earth as well. And so yes, the gospel message might mean that we have to give some things up. But if we give something up so that others might have access to a life more abundant, if they might have more tangible joy in their own lives, then we give up a little security but gain a neighbor. Our community is made more full by the people in it, not simply by its resources. So join me in singing, all the poor and powerless and all the lost and lonely. And remember that it is a joy, even in the face and the shadow of the cross.
All the poor and powerless, and all lost and lonely, and all the thieves will come confess, and know that you are holy, and know that you are holy, and all will sing out hallelujah, and we and all will sing out hallelujah, and we will cry out hallelujah, and all will sing out hallelujah, and we will cry out hallelujah. Shout it, go on and scream it from the mountains. Go on and tell it to the masses that He is God. Shout it, go on and scream it from the mountains. Go on and tell it to the masses that He is God. Shout it, go on and scream it from the mountains. Go on and tell it to the masses that He is God. Shout it, go on and scream it from the mountains. Go on and tell it to the masses that He is God. Shout it, go on and scream it from the mountains. Go on and tell it to the masses that He